everybody, and good Thursday evening to you. It is Weather for Weather Geeks on this Veterans Day. It was a warm day as promised today, and as promised, we flirted with a record high temperature today, and perhaps today we saw the warmest temperature that we'll see until sometime in 2022. Let's look at today's numbers. We outdid our forecast by a couple of degrees today. Our forecast was 67. It got to 69 at the airport right at 4 p.m. this afternoon. The record high, 70. Set in 1939, and once again today's record low dates back to 2017. We were in the middle of a very early season severe cold snap back in 2017. 13 degrees for the record low on this date 4 years ago. 69 degrees in Akron today, 71 in Pittsburgh. The high at Hopkins Airport in Cleveland was 70. Wheeling topped out at 72. There were a few records set across parts of the region earlier on today. All right, the radar is filling in this evening, and rain is going to arrive right on schedule, right around mid-evening. This rain is not accompanied by any thunder and lightning. It's not particularly heavy, but it is going to be here for a few hours this evening. This is the first of a couple of fronts that are coming through. The stronger front is back here, and this is with low pressure spinning across the arrowhead of Minnesota. That stronger front will arrive in about 24 hours as we head into our Friday evening. But in the meantime, just a steady, mild rain for a few hours this evening. Some gusty winds can accompany these showers as they push through, but they'll be long gone by tomorrow morning, and actually be bright and sunny for a good chunk of the morning hours on Friday before some clouds start to bubble up in the afternoon. Today was breezy, and it was kind of a flurry of leaves out there today. A lot of leaves were stripped off the trees today, and even more will be stripped off tomorrow. It'll probably be even windier. Midday and afternoon tomorrow. Well-mixed atmosphere with all that sunshine coming in. We're going to be mixing all the way up to at least 5,000 feet above our heads tomorrow. What we mean by well-mixed is sometimes when you don't have an inversion overhead and it's a bright and sunny day, the air parcels can rise pretty efficiently. They can also fall fairly efficiently, so you get kind of a mixing of the atmosphere, and whatever's going on up at 5,000 or 6,000 feet, that can be pulled down to the surface. And so, yeah, of course, there's going to be stronger winds above our heads a few thousand feet where there's no friction, and some of that wind energy will get pulled down tomorrow afternoon. It'll still be pretty blustery into tomorrow night. Speaking of tomorrow night, here comes the cold front, and by 8:39 tomorrow evening, a couple of rain showers can be around. I think as we head towards daybreak on Saturday, though, some of us will witness our first snowflakes of the season. We officially did have a trace of snow at the airport last week. That came in the middle of the night. Most of us did not witness that. Few snowflakes can be around Saturday morning. By Saturday afternoon, maybe a sprinkle or a flurry. Most of the time, it's just going to be pretty cloudy. With the wind kind of due west on Saturday, we're not going to see much lake effect just yet at this point. Most of the precipitation will be hugging the lake shore and up into Erie, PA, up into Buffalo, New York. Around here, just a blustery, colder day. A lot of clouds, sprinkle, flurry in the afternoon. And then kind of a break between active systems Sunday morning. By Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, this next little clipper, it's actually a pretty potent little system, is going to come through, and this will give us a chance for some, fairly legitimate snow showers, if you will, late in the day and into the night as this becomes more of a lake effect event in the wake of that potent system. Final Penguin game day forecast of the season this weekend. The Penguins have a noon kickoff against North Dakota State. Boy, it's going to be blustery and chilly. West wind gusting 25-30. Temperature's no better than 30, but the wind will make it feel like it's closer to freezing. Thankfully, there won't be much precipitation around, maybe a stray sprinkle or a flurry or two. That'll be about it. Check out the temperatures this weekend. Now, tomorrow is going to be a cooler day than today, but then a bigger change is coming over the weekend. No better than 40 Saturday and 38 on Sunday. Yee. And again, let's talk a little bit more about our snow chances with this next system. This probably comes in as some sort of a mix. Sunday afternoon, wet snowflakes, rain, roads will be just fine. Might be some small accumulations towards the end of the day as the sun goes down on non-paved surfaces. By Sunday night and Monday, this will become a little more of a lake effect-driven situation. And so I'm not going to be surprised if we have some modest accumulations in some of the suburbs east of Cleveland, into Ashtabula County, into Erie County, PA, and even in our TV viewing area, northern Trumbull, maybe northern and northwestern Mercer. There might be enough snow to cover the ground, especially those non-paved surfaces, Sunday night, Monday into Monday night. Here's a look at the model spread for the airport, which of course is more in the southern tier of Trumbull County. And the models are showing basically what they've shown the last couple of days, maybe an inch or two out of the lake effect. that's probably the top end of the range of possibilities. Farther south you are, probably nothing to write home about at all. Probably little, if any, accumulation coming out of this down in Columbiana County. But of course, we're going to get we're gonna hone in on this a little bit more closely by tomorrow and over the weekend. All right, quick thoughts on the longer range this evening. Let me get this browser window in view here. It's Thursday evening, so we get a fresh batch of European weeklies today. Bi-weekly, actually, this set of modeling, Mondays and Thursdays. And one of the key tenets of not only my winter forecast, but many people's winter forecasts in the private industry and energy companies and things like that, cold December. Maybe later in the winter, much more back and forth, including some big thaws. Now, this is just today's run of the European, but it does make you a little worried about that cold December forecast, because while it looks chilly, Thanksgiving time, this is the modeling right around Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's a pretty chilly looking map, nothing crazy cold or anything, but you got some ridging along the west coast, some troughing around Hudson Bay, Canada, into the eastern U.S. I think it's going to be a pretty chilly Thanksgiving, but I don't think it's anything all that unusual for this time of the year. Beyond Thanksgiving and into December, you'll notice what starts happening here as I keep rolling this forward. This is the 8th, 9th, 10th of December. Now, we're talking a month from now, so take all this with a big grain of salt. But there's nothing on today's run of the European weeklies that would scream cold here in the first half of December. In fact, you've got some troughing trying to set up in Western Canada and maybe in the Pacific Northwest of the U.S. And if that's the case, you're not going to have much cold coming into the eastern U.S. So this is just model data. There's a lot of stuff to look at, but it's just interesting because a lot of people rely on these European weeklies to formulate thoughts about the longer range, and there's going to be some nervous meteorologists after this run. We'll see what Monday's run brings, but this run, along with some of the other model data, to be honest, it is not particularly cold at this point. Much can change, but at this point, not particularly cold looking as we roll into December. I am not a big fan of cold and snow, so personally, I would not mind it at all if we had a mild December. But professionally, that was part of our forecast, cold December. So kind of hoping for that reason that the models kind of change their tune again and go back to the kind of the common or the conventional wisdom that this winter will get off to a pretty fast start. Anyway, we'll talk more about the lake effect snow and much more on Friday's edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. We haven't done it on a Friday in a while, but we'll do this video tomorrow, and I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday night and Friday morning.